Hey guys, today we are going to take a look at the codes of Twilight Music, which is open source music app made in ReactJS, and we will try to understand how it works. The source code is available at twilight.xyz/src. Coding man, coding man, coding man. Welcome to Cities Coding Man. Now the main library which is used is ReactJS, which is a JavaScript library which is used for building user interfaces, and the second library, which is Material UI, it provides you the pre-built, pre-made React components which we can customize, and it is based on the Material design which is by Google. And now let's look at some of the features of the app. So first we have no class based components, so there is no classes. We are using hooks for everything. And another feature we have, the main feature is like we can search for songs on YouTube with the auto completion, and we can play audio in media player with media playback controls, allow downloading song and save locally in IndexedDB. Yes, save all the played, liked and disliked songs in IndexedDB, and then we will show it. And we are using React window for rendering large lists so that we don't affect any performance, and we are also using React router to navigate to different pages, and we are also fetching trending music videos for the particular country, and we are also fetching from many different playlists. There are many more features, but we are going to walk through the main features and how I have implemented it. And here is the list of libraries which I have used is this Material UI, Axios, JSON-P, DexyJS, Dexy Observable, and Framer Motion, HTML entities, and React Circle Slider, React reCAPTCHA v3, React Swipeable, React Window, and React Router. We are going to look into all of these library, and I will give you overview what they do and how you can implement it, and what it is for and how I have implemented it in my app. Now let's look how it fetches and play songs. So first of all, this is the client, and here is our app, and when user searches something, it goes to the YouTube API and fetches all the result. And then what it does, I have a server, Twilight server, and it sends the ID of the music, and it gets back a link of the Google video server and just plays the audio format. We can customize server however we want. And one big thing guys, like you will ask if I am using Redux or not. No, I am not using Redux, because we have the new context API so that we can easily pass all the states directly to all the components. This is Shivam and you are watching CreativeJE, and let's open our app and see how it looks and what it does. And here is the app. You can just go to twilight.xyz and it will be opened like this. And here we have this trending tab. Yes, and it fetches all the trending music, and here we have the globally music, and here is the romantic mode. Like I have saved this in playlist, and as here you can see, like we have this home, like your like songs will be displayed here. I don't have, and here is the downloaded, and here is the history, all the songs which I have watched. So let's play any song. You can just double tap to like it. We have this download option, just click on it and I guess it will be downloaded. Yes, you can see song downloaded. And if we will go in the downloads, yes, you can see here it has been tick marked. if you will click on this, you can delete it, and we have this pop-up, and just you can play it here and it will work without internet. There are few bugs still I am working, and we have this, and here is the sleep timer which we can adjust. Like after that, music will be paused automatically. So like if you are in sleepy mood or you are going to sleep or whatever you are working, then you can use this, and we can just swipe down. Like we have this from YouTube gesture, and we will go back, and in the here home we have this. If you will click here, it will be in light mode. So this is all, and you can also search, which is the main feature. So these are the songs. Like this is the limited result of the search, and you can just play it directly, and the thumbnail has not been loaded properly because it was old. Just search for something else. Okay, yeah, as here you can see it has been played. And you can also share this with this share button, and here we have this related videos. You can use this to like randomize, shuffle, and we have this repeat mode also, which will repeat the song. I hope now you got the whole point, and it is using React router, so we don't have to worry about anything. And this is the drawer. Like you can see the history of the songs you have watched here and the downloaded songs. Remove it if you want, it will be deleted. And I guess that's it. So now let's continue. So first we will look to this library which is very popular. It's called Material UI, and it is component API. Like it provides you all the components so that you can use it. Let me quickly show you what we have got here, and we will just go to the component and just say button. And as here you can see, we will get these buttons. You will just have to import this, and like you can import the button and like specify like this primary. We also have this like borderless buttons, and I really like this, the outline button. You just need to specify it here, like which is the variant. Like you can see upload buttons are there, and you can do a lot of things. So I am going to show you some of the things which I have used, and which like you can see here is the container. You can add this to add a little space, and it will be responsive. Where is card? Yeah, here is the card. So this is the card, and I have used this card with this image, like something like this. Yeah, this like this you can get rid of. And if you want to see the code, just click on this and it will show you all the codes. And this is the code for this card, which is I am using in my home page. And you can also make a media player like this. And if you want to use the icons, you can use all the material icons. You will have to import it. Yeah, like this is the npm package which you are going to need to import. Yes, as here you can see it's like 720,000 downloads. That's great. And we also have this dark theme. Yes, we can toggle it from here. And if you want to change the default colors, we can do it from here. Now let me show you some more things which we have used. Here is the bottom navigation, the tab navigation which we call, and I have used this also. in the bottom for navigating. It's so easy, and I am using this with the React router implemented. We will look into the codes, and here is the app bar, I think. Yes, and you can add all these like search, and you can customize it however you want. Like you can see, this is a very nice animated search. And we also have list. There we go. Where is it? Yeah, this is the list which I am using. So like this is I am using, like I have put the YouTube thumbnail here and the title, and like the channel goes here. So you can see the codes here as well. List item. Actually I am using the virtualized list so that it doesn't stick, like it rendered properly. Okay, so as here you can see, this is virtualized list, and there will be no performance issue when using it, because how it works, like I will show you later. And here we go, like where is this? Okay, so we have this snack bar, like open it, you get this, like you can do undo, which normally appears, you see when you do something in Gmail, it's there. You can also specify the direction, like in which direction it's on, bottom, center, bottom left, top center, like anywhere. And you can like also add transitions, like as here you can see, it will look like this in your mobile view. And one more thing is important here, like this is the progress indicator. You can see we have many progress indicators which we can use. I have used this linear query. Okay, let me quickly reset this color, it's creating problem. Yeah, like you can see now I have used this similar one. You can just import it and add it like this. And for typography you can use this is heading and all that, it's easy. And what else? Yes, the drawer. Where is drawer? You can also search from here. Yeah, here we go. So like you can open this in mobile, it will be swipeable, like you will be able to swipe and open, like you can open it right, open top, open bottom. This library gives you a lot of things which you can use to make your layout easy and very beautiful. So now moving to the next, which we have is the animation library, which is called Framer Motion, and I am using this for drag and drop, and like I have animated little list items. You can see how good this is, like you can do all sorts of stuffs, like you can also create drag and drop, animated list, 3D, like all these. So let's see these examples. It's easy, just you will have to add this. These are React hooks, made with React hooks, so it's easy. Like you can see, it's very smooth, like there will be no performance issue. So as here you can see, like it's the drag gesture is coming, like I am dragging and it is logging here. And it's also like a demo, like you can animate, specify the time and what is the property, opacity and all those stuff. And like you can see a lot of things and lot of demo. And here is the list animation, and this is gesture, like when I hover it, yeah, and when I click it becomes round. Okay, that's interesting. You can see with this, just this line of code. And if you want to open in Sandbox, if you don't know what is Sandbox, it's online like code IDE, like integrated development. Okay, it's like VS Code, and it is very nice if you want to try things out, and it has all the auto completion and all those great features. And yes, you can see we have just imported this motion component and we are using this motion. Now one more thing was there, like where is it? Here. This is the drag thing, like you can also like enable the drag gesture when user will drag, and it's scroll, like if you scroll it becomes bigger. And at last you can animate this SVG paths. As here you can see, this is the path which we are animating. There are many libraries. You can just click on the get started. I am not going to teach you everything from scratch. I am just giving you overview. If you want to make something, then how you can do it easily. And in the next we have this React router. If you don't know what is React router, it's for like navigation, and if I click back, it handles all those things and the URL which we are targeting. So see here, like if I click on about, it goes about and it renders a particular component in particular page or URL which you says, and it doesn't require any page refresh because React apps are single page application, also known as SPA. So you can see it doesn't need to, you can put as many contents you want. Like there are many routers. We have a static router and browser router, hash router. Alright, so this was the basic example how it works. Like the URL changes and the content also changes. You can use this however you want. And let me, like this website also uses React router. So if I go on any link, the component which is here, it just changes. You can also do authentication, like you can display a public page or a protected page. And at the end here we have this, let me show you this model gallery which I am actually using. This is very helpful if you want to, like this is a trick which you have to do. I will show you in the code how I have done it. Visit the gallery. If I will click this, something appears or any component we can show, and this URL also changes. So this is really great thing. It happens when we browse the YouTube or any apps. Many apps uses this model view. Yes, you can see like the URL changes, and at the background we still have the previous page. And if you want to animate transition between the pages, so you can do that too. Like if we click on this, and we can also use the framer motion to add into this, like it is fading, you can see. And you still have these sandbox integrated, so you can try it here and or just click on open sandbox. And this was it for the React router. I hope you got it, what it is and how you can use it to do various kind of things. And note that if you are using animation, then you will have to use the switch router. You can also create a 404 page. Like if you will go out of the page, it will not matched like this. You know, we all know the 404 page not found error. And let's look at this sidebar. It's same thing with different kind of things. Alright, so now we are moving on. This is React window, which I talked in the material UI, the virtualized list, and rendering a lot of datas without causing any performance issue. Like what happens if we render so many data at the same time, if you will create so many divs or elements or components at the same time, like here you can see. And if we will have thousands of these rows, like how our device will handle it. So for that, what we do is we use the virtualized list. Where is the GitHub? This is the new version of React virtualized. We have some package like React virtualized. Where is it, guys? Yeah, React virtualized. It has 18,000 stars, and you can see all these stuff. So let's open this website. You can also use it but React window was like the newer version of this. React virtualized, re-implemented. It has a smaller size and a lot of things. This is Eddie Osmani and he explained very well. What that library does is that it only renders which are in the view, and these things will not be rendered, and it just keeps in the JavaScript memory or whatever you can say, and it is huge impact on the performance. Like you can see, it took around 200 milliseconds, 250 millisecond for rendering these many items, and it just took 2.4 milliseconds. And React window, as here you can, as we were talking, this is React window, and we are rendering a lot of data with this stuff, and there is no performance issue. Like if we want to render like hundreds and thousands of data, we should definitely use this. And if you even have 100 of data, then please don't directly just throw it away into the DOM. It will cause a lot of issue. And you can see also this column, like this is horizontal list. There is no performance issue. We have this, the new version is coming, like the 2.2 version 2 of React window, but it is not yet released, which I am still using. It has some bugs. Where is, like here we have variable size list. We can have different sizes on different rows. Like YouTube has many app has different data to show in different size. And that's it for this. So let's move on. And now we have at the last, this is React swipeable, which is used for swiping gesture, like right swipe, left swipe. In Tinder we have the swiping. In every app we have the swipe feature. So let's try this demo. It's very easy to implement. So this is like image gallery or image slideshow, which is made with this slider. So like you can just drag it, and it's very nice. You can capture all these movements, all this like action which you are doing, and check if it's right, if it's left, or if it's top, or wherever it is. And it's very good library. Like it has 1,000 stars, and you can use it like this. No class based component, so just you will have to wrap your item on this swipeable component, and the event on swiped. We will look into the code how it works. Now we will move on to this. What is this, guys? This is a circle slider which I am using in setting the timer. Like in the, you can use this is based on SVG, and if you want example, just go here. It has so many cool examples. Yeah, this is awesome. You can customize it however you want, like progress color here, and you can also add some gradients also, not ingredients. And it has many size, like it is with hooks, I think. And this is also cool. Very awesome. You can have all the different sizes. Yeah, this is awesome too. And that's it for, these are the UI libraries which I am using. Now we are moving to the library which is for JavaScript library. It is Axios promise based HTTP client. Like we use this for sending requests. You know what a request, the API request, we use this. We can also use fetch, but I am using Axios because it's just better and provides better API and better performance, I think, than fetch. Fetch is supported by all the major browsers, so if you are not doing so many things, then you should use fetch. Otherwise just install this library. It's not huge in size, and you can just import it like this and just do the promise based thing, or you can also use the async await, and this is how you post and then catch it. You can also configure many things, like how many for should be the timeout. it's taking too long, it should throw error, and we can detect that error in our app and do something like we can show you have slow internet or whatever, or connection time out. Otherwise, if we will use fetch, it takes so many time to keep loading and it keeps loading. We can configure one like the Axios, and we can directly call that from anywhere in the app. So you can see all these API. Now we have DexyJS. Yeah, they have this cool animation. This guy is very nice. He really helped me a lot in like writing this. No, I didn't write this library. I mean, in my writing app and integrating this DexyJS, it is for a wrapper for IndexedDB. What is IndexedDB? If you don't know, it's a database which is in browser. It is supported by all the major browsers: Safari, Mozilla, Google Chrome. All these are supporting. And actually, why do we use this library? Because a little bit complex API to get around, and it is hard. I think I tried it, but it I wasn't just getting it, like, and it's just 18 KB like minified, as here you can see, and it's very easy to get started. The syntax looks very similar to our SQL commands. So first what we do is that first we create this new Dexy, like it will create a new database, and then we declare the schema, and this will become a table like plus id. It will auto increment, I think, and here is the field. And if we want to query, it is promised based, so we can use async await, as here you can see, and it will look for the friends where age is above 75, and this is like for searching. And if you want to make a new, like, then just db is the instance, and we can use this add function and pass this object, and that's it. And I am using one more thing. This is Dexy observable, and what it does, like, it observes the changes to your database. Whenever your database changes, it just like triggers, it fires some function, and you can catch that data no matter where you are, in which window you are. And I use this because, like, getting the context API around everywhere and monitoring directly from the React, it was hard. So I used this library. It was quite easy to implement. Okay guys, okay, that's enough. Nothing was easy and nothing is easy. It took me a lot of time to make all these things and get around all of this, and at last we have this React reCAPTCHA v3. If you don't know what is reCAPTCHA, I think you all have heard of reCAPTCHA, like this. Yes, I know you guys are awesome. So this is v3. What it does, actually, it gives you a score based on user activity, like if it moves mouse, like if the score is too low. I have used this in my form, where in the feedback form, so like it checks if user is bot or not, so that I don't get so many spams in my email. And that's it. You can check out this is a great video about how reCAPTCHA works. And for that we have this, like, you can use the Google script tag to implement, but in React we have this React reCAPTCHA v3. You can just import the load reCAPTCHA, and on component did mount, like when your component is mounted, you can use effect if you are using hooks. And we will look to the all of the code soon. And like this, you can verify the callback. If it's verified, then you will say send. Oh, okay. Has come where we will jump into the code. So this is VS Code. I hope you all know this great code editor, Visual Studio Code, and the theme which I am using is Atom One Dark, and my app source is opened here, as here you can see. And I have made this excuse me, And I have made this using create react app, so the folder structure is like this, which you will see commonly. And in public, like, it's a TWA, which is trusted web app, or we can call it trusted PWA, which works on Android. Yes, so for that we have this well known folder and asset links.json. And in public we have this icons, which doesn't matter much. And here is the redirect. Like, what are the redirects? It is for Netlify because it's hosted on Netlify. And this is the index.html, where our code will go. So here, from here, like, what I have done is, in this title I have added this, and there is a, like, when you will load the music app, it just shows, just like in first it shows the, like, little loader. So that's, for that it is the heartbeat kind of, which I got from some website. You can just get it. Okay, so we have walked in the index file, index.html, and this is manifest.json, where we specify our app name, URL, and all those stuffs for PWA. So this is PWA. Now let's jump into the source. And if you are wondering what is this env, and this is where you will put your YouTube API keys, and I will show you later how you can get your API keys. Now in the source, first we will start from the app.js. I have most of the components in this component folder. So in app.js, like, we have simple, this is global state, and another global state which is wrapped the app container. And you know what? Global state is the state where we have all the states. Yes. What? Okay. So when you will open this, just hit Control or Command and then click on it. It will open. So as here you can see, I am using the reducer. If you don't know, you can read more about it. And it's just like the Redux reducer, which we can use to change state or update state. So we will understand this later. For now, you can just assume this is the file where all state belongs. Alright, so as here you can see, we have so many states, and in this is the context provider where we are wrapping the app container. And in app container, first what we are doing, let me just close this. First we are importing React, as we will have to do in all the apps. Then we are doing a use effect, which means it will update whenever the state changes. It's like component did mount or component did update, and this is the use context. And now we have here the React router. We are using browser router as a router and importing route from the React router DOM. It's the app is the library is React router, but they are calling it React router DOM. Now after that, what we are doing is that we are importing the AppBar. Where is this is the AppBar, so we are just importing it. And we have this main player which is not being used, so swipe menu is also there. And what is swipe menu, if you will ask? And then this is the swipe menu, if I can remember. And this is the current section where our main codes and the main route things happen. Current section is this place. This area is the current section, and whenever we click on these tabs, it just changes these routes. Alright, and here we are defining the theme of the material. Like we will wrap this. We have two theme, the default theme and the dark theme, which material UI provides. So we can toggle the dark theme, and I have the secondary color on both of them, because I have used secondary color because it was pink and my app is also pink. And here like this are just components. We will look one by one. Now let's see what we are doing first thing. And in component, what we are doing is that we are just providing the theme which we want to change. Like theme select value is dark. If user has selected the dark mode, then we will pass the dark theme, otherwise we will pass the default theme. If you don't know what is this is ternary operator, which works like if or else. If the value is this, then run this, otherwise do this. Alright, and here is our router, and in this we will have to wrap all of the components. So our app bar is here, and current section is also here, and swipe menu is also in this router, and we have this snack bar message. Now first what we are going to do is look into the app bar. Where is app bar? So in the app bar we are also importing the search box, which we show on when we click like here, then the search box gets rendered. So it's fine. There are still bugs, guys, so I will have to fix it, or you can also fix. Just open a PR and I will look into it. And here we also have a scroll trigger, and I don't know what was it and what it is. And from icons we are getting import, like we can import icons from material UI icons, like we are importing the menu and the search. This is the menu icon and this is the search icon. Alright, and here is just styling for all this, like what will be the input color and all of that. Now hide on scroll, what it does, use a scroll trigger, and it, I think, like okay, so it's like what you will see when we scroll down, like the app bar hides, so it is doing this with a scroll trigger, and when we scroll up it just comes down. And this is very popular in all the major apps. And in simple app bar, what we are doing, like we have this search state, and we are also importing the dispatch, or we are defining the dispatch. Yes, we are defining the dispatch function here. And from this, what we will do when user clicks on a function, so when user clicks on this is the search box, what happens is like we have some state changes going on. So here is the set menu open, and it set menu open, like it just set like a snippet and the data, whatever it is. And here we have set search state, and we are using use callback function. Like it is a hook for like memoizing your function, like it doesn't render again, that same function doesn't gets created. And again we are here dispatching the set, we are sending a action of set search state, and after that we have this react use effect. And as I said, like what it does, you all know, when we do a component update, or whenever something updates and whenever something gets updated and it just changes and it just triggers, and here we pass the value which is being monitored, like when the set search state is the function, or when the props history changes, the use effect functions run and the app bar just gets changed. And this is the toggle search function, and what it is doing, guys, it's just simple. As I said, it shows this. If it is on the home, search state is home. If the search state is not home, then it renders the search box. This is the search box. And here is the last and the default return value. We have this hide on scroll going on, and this is the props. We are destructuring it. And what this is the sticky position, like which I showed you here. And in the toolbar we do toggle search toolbar. It doesn't make much sense. So guys, now we will look where we are going to look. We are going to look at the search box. Yes, here we go. Here we go. And search box is quite little use, not much large. Alright, so what we are doing, we are just doing this with router, as we have used the router. And what happens when we click on the search? Okay, so if I click on this search, the URL will be changed and it is called query parameter. Like as here you can see that it has been changed. So for that we are doing the with router, and it is a hook, and at the bottom we are like doing with router so that we can get access to this history prop and get access to the whatever it is in that history. Okay, and also so that we can trigger this back event, and when we click on that, so like this is the function which does the history dot push, and it is like path name and what is the search query. And this is like, if you will see, this is, what do we call this, template literal. Yeah, we can just put all the values and the variable is string, and the variable will go here in the dollar, like we specify it like this. And here we have this on search submit, and we are doing the prevent default. As you know, if we do like press enter, the Chrome sends if we press enter, the Chrome just, or the browser just refresh the page and it makes a post request. So we don't want that to happen. And what we also want is that we are doing the blur, so like when search finishes, then we get out of this focus from the text. Alright, and here we change the state again, the main state where we are storing all the state, and here we set the search query. And what is search query? We all know whatever we search, and this is on change, and it is for making the control input, and we cannot make uncontrolled input. What are controlled inputs, you will ask, and I hope you guys know this. Like whenever we type, it just captures and it also updates the state. If I am typing this something, it is being saved on this like set search query, and wherever the search query state will be, and it is getting saved. And here we have this get autocomplete, and what this is doing, like if I type anything, it just shows this result. So let's look at this function get autocomplete. And what we are doing, we are making a get request suggest search, and in params we are passing the q is equals to query, and for this I have used that JSON-P library. And here is the suggest search. You don't need any API key, and it is built on top of, I think, this Axios. Yes, Axios JSON-P. And in adapter we pass it, and first we specify the language, and then we are, what we are doing, like we are restricting it to just look up only for only to YouTube, and the client should be forced to YouTube. Like that Google will think that this is from YouTube. Alright, so here we are back again, and whatever the response will be, and I am using await, as here you can see async and await, because it is promised based library, and it is quite handy to use this async and await so that you can easily get the values, and it keeps waiting till the response is not resolved or the promise is not resolved. And what we do is that it gives you an array. So like the first array will be the object of the search result. So in set auto search, this is also a state. You are seeing whatever we are changing, these are all the states. So we are just pasting, okay, sorry. So we are just setting this state using the response data. And again, what we do when we get a response, like here is the YT search query, set search result, set search state, and we do what? We are not doing anything. We are just showing this here. Yes. And when we click on anything, we just set it to the query, and then what we do is, like here we have this function search YT which searches for the YouTube search, and again we have this another function like YouTube search.js, and this is the API where you fetch the data, and this is v3, and in params we are passing that we want a snippet, and video category means that which category, like it should be music, sport or whatever, and should it be a video or audio or whatever, like. And here is the key, and what we have is this random key function. It just gets it into the, like it just gets from the sample env file, and it just splits it. I have an array of key, and it just, what it does, it just gets a random key and return a random key. Okay, does it make sense? I don't know. Alright, so I hope you understand how this works, and I have showed, like this is the, like if you will follow, like you can oh alright, this is where you can get the YouTube data API, and from like there will be some place like where you can get, if you will go in Google APIs, then you can get the key. Alright, now back to work, and in search result we just set this data whatever we got from the YouTube API. Alright, so like if we search for hello, and whatever the data we are getting, we are just setting it here, and then what we are doing is that we are rendering all the lists, and it's a lot of work. So we will look slowly how everything works, and if someone like just puts an empty space and just hits enter, then what we are going to do? We are not going to do anything. That's why it is not is equals to. Don't you get it? Alright, and after that we search set it to completed, so that the loader loader. Okay, that loader, whatever, so that it stops showing. There are a lot of things which is going on here. So whenever the search result, I am just doing this for nonsense and for debugging purposes, and I haven't removed these things even in production because guys, this app is huge. Okay, and again we have another use effect for the query, setting the query, and if query is true then we set it and we start searching. And this is the popper, like when we click here, and this is called the popper. It is not working properly because of some bugs, but it works good. Alright, so we have this like popper result. If it's loading, like we show a loader, but it's not loading. My internet is too much fast. Okay, so when the state is searching, like whenever we just do that, then it shows the loader. And what happens next, this is just a function which returns a component, and if it is clicked, and like yes, if it is now it is clicked, what happens is that we get the auto search result, and this is the component which shows auto search result. And here is the auto search result. If result is true, there is some value in result, then what we are going to do, then we are going to map the result into these list items. I hope you are getting it, what I am trying to say. It will return array, results will be the array, like we are passing the prop here, like see results, we are passing it the result prop, and we are just doing the destructure method. If you will not do this, then you will have to do props dot result, but I like this. And we have also this function on search select, which we defined above. And what we do here, like we are just list items, we are rendering the list item. Map is what it does, like it just loops through all of them, and whatever the value will be and it will just go in this. And on search select, what happens, whatever the result is on click, like on click event listener is added, it just passes it to the on search select function. Alright, I hope you got this. And we are just wrapping this render result into this list. Alright, and ReactJS can also like render the arrays. Okay, now moving on. If completed, then we set the popper. We set the popper, whatever this little guy, whatever it was, container, it's now gone, and we are seeing this. So where if search is completed, this is the popper and this is the popper result. Okay guys, so actually we are not doing anything here to set this, we are doing it where there will be some search result. Yes, this is the search result, and whatever this data is being set on the global state, so we are just importing the global context. And also I tried to use this framer motion here for the like little drop down effect. I don't know why it didn't work. And this is also a bug. If you search for the same thing, it never gets resolved. Alright. And what we have this style.css. You can also have these custom styles. And here we have used this entities because YouTube was giving in some like HTML codex format, so I will have to convert. I needed to convert this so that humans can read it too. Okay, so like you can create this new instance. And what is this? This is list item. We are importing the typography and list item avatar. This is the avatar, and this is also avatar. And what is divider, guys? You know. And this is the divider. The line which you are seeing is divider. And list item text. This is the list item text. Alright. Now we are ready to go. And what is this? This is for the framer motion. We define two things, like, okay, we are not focusing much there. And here is our component, which is search result, and the videos will be passed here. And where were we rendering search result? Do you know, guys? Okay, we are not getting this here. So what we will do? What we can do? We can just search in all these documents, and here we go. Like in the current section, we have this. So now we can minimize it. Okay. So we are also doing this lazy thing. We will look it later, and I was just showing you that when we have this like search, we just render this search result, and here the video prop is there, and we are passing the search result in this video prop. And after that, what happens is that you don't know. Okay. Yes, but I will tell you. Alright, we have got this. We are not like reading anything, so it's just an empty array. And in dispatch function, what we have is this, like you all know, we are doing it from the start because we are using the context API, because prop dealing is pain in the ass. Yes, it is. And this is the function set current video is set current video snippet. And what it does is, like, when we click on any of this thing, it just set it into the current video snippet, or you can say whatever is being played currently. Alright. And how we are doing it? So we are grabbing the ID from the YouTube data, like whatever we got the JSON, and then we are doing this entities.decode. We are decoding the title, and again for channel title. And this is how you can get a thumbnail. You will have to follow this URL and just put this ID to get the max resolution. And if you want a SD thumbnail, or which is a standard definition thumbnail, you can just put SD default.jpg or JPG. And now for what we are doing this use effect, set is up and true. I will say it later. And here is the render result. Yes, it is render result. And what we are doing, we have this. Okay, it's motion.div, as you would have seen or noticed, like this is from framer, but I don't know, for some reason it's not working. So we have this event handler and handle click, and what happens in handle click, you all know, we are setting the current video snippet or the current video or current music which user has clicked, and then we are going to play it. And again here is the same list item avatar, and you can use react.fragment, or you can just do it like just remove this and this also, and it's fine too. This is newly introduced. Like if you want to wrap something, you can directly do not do it, you will have to wrap it. You need it to be done in this, like you will have to wrap it in a parent component. You cannot have multiple direct components. Alright, I hope it makes sense. So we can use this fragment sort syntax and it will work. And in at the last, what we have is this divider, as I said, and this is the render result. Okay, so now I hope it makes sense, and I hope you got it how this page and the search result is working. And now we will look into it, how it plays the song, what happens when we click on any of this song. Alright guys, so we are back again, and now we are going to look at the media player component. And yes, it's day, so it's the light theme. I hope you don't have any problem with the light theme. It's also cool. You might get uncomfortable if you are watching it in night, but just bear with me. Alright, so where is the media player? Yeah, there we go. This is the player, and it has got so many components. So first, where we are going to look, the main player. Yes, this is our main player. Alright, so this is the largest component. Yes, it is the largest component, because as here you can see, it is almost 500 lines of codes. So we have two types of player here. Like this is the maximized player, and when we just click on this, and it's the minimized player. Alright, so just click on home and it's still in the minimized view, and if we click on it, it just goes to the default view or the maximized view. And we all have these things in the media player component. So let's start looking what we have here. First of all, we are importing a hell lot of things, and here is the use swipeable for using the swipe gestures. Like I am in desktop mode, so it will not work, but in mobile we are having this. If I will swipe left, the song changes and it goes to next, and if I will swipe up, it dislikes the song, and if I will double tap, it likes it. Alright, we have play pause button from the component, and this is the play pause button, and here is this the next button we have, and also the previous button. And for music art we have another component. And what is timeline controller? This is the timeline controller. And what is top bar? As here you can see, this is the top bar. All these things are in top bar. And what is mini music art? As I said, when you like just this is the mini music art. And what are related videos? We all know that. I already showed you. Like this is the related video, like, and it shows everything. So this is related video. And this is the get audio link API from the APIs, and we will also look into that, how we get the audio from there. And at the end we have this YouTube search, and what it does, as you all know, it searches for the related videos. And at the last we have this update playing song. Like whenever the song changes, we just update it. Alright, so it's being saved in the locally, I guess. Yes, it is in IndexedJS, and these songs get saved. Whenever we play song, it goes in the history. So as here you can see, if I will go in history, here is this song. Alright, now we also have this function called save country, and what it does, you all know that it just fetches the country, and we are using this ipapi.co, and it gets the JSON. And here is the key. If you want, you can just use my key, and I don't have any problem with that. And let me just open this, and it just throws this JSON. And actually guys, you don't need this key. Alright, so whenever you will just do a get request on this, you will get this JSON. And from here what we can get, we can get this country code. And why we are getting the country code? In the home page, we have this trending tab, and that's why we need this, cause YouTube API need this. Alright, and after that what we do is that we are setting it in local storage. This is not IndexedDB, this is just local storage. So let me just open it, and when you will go to this, like where is it, application, and here is local storage, and here is the website. And as here you can see, where is this is the country code, and I have saved it in local storage so that we don't make the request to API every time user opens our app. And we will look into this later, because many things are going on here. So now back to code, and if country is undefined, then only we are going to fetch it. Alright, and first we are doing this local storage dot get item, so that we can know if country is already saved there. Okay, back to main player, and this is just a styling. I am not going to explain any of the styles here. And again we need the global context, as you know, cause this is hell lot of states. And here is related videos variable. Like I don't know, the state was not working when app was in foreground, or sorry, when app was in background or not in focused. That's why I needed to make a local variable. And here our main player starts. Okay, so we are getting this location and the history prop. And what is location, guys? You will ask. Location is this, what we get when we click like in the URL. This is the location. So URL search param, and we can get it like this params. The ID, we will get the ID, and we can use it here to make a request and fetch the audio of the song. Excuse me. And in context, what we are doing, current video snippet and theme selected value. And what is the theme, like is it dark or is it light? And we are just getting it from global context. And after that what we have is this set current video snippet. And what it is doing, you all know, it sets the current video which is playing on the state, global state. Like if I click on this button, it just sets the next song, and which will be in the current snippet. And if you don't believe me, let me just show you. Here we go, React Dev Tools. I will just open it. In components, yes, there we go. Here we have the reducer. in this M, like as here you can see the search result is there and the current video snippet is also there. Here is our title and here is the ID, as here you can see, and also the channel title and max thumbnail and SD thumbnail. Alright, so I hope you got it what is the current video snippet, and in the related videos we have this empty, and in search result we still have these. Okay, and search state is home, so when we will go back it will be in home. Yes. Alright, again back to our code. So as here you can see we have this locally stored use state for related videos, and one more thing we have, if is it from playlist or not, we also need that. I will tell you later why. And in audio state we will have 4 states: loading, loaded, playing, paused, so that we can show this icon here we can show this the icon with if it's loading, and if it's loaded, if it's paused, or if it's playing. Alright, and we also have this like minimized on or off. If it's minimized then it should be true, and if it's not, and again we have this is repeat on. Here is our repeat button. If it's on, like it shows the one. And again we have rating. I think yes, it's if it's liked or not. If it's liked it should be liked, I guess, otherwise it should be disliked if you will swipe up. Okay, and is next from mini. So what we do is that we also have this button, like this is next from mini. If we click on this, we don't just maximize the playlist, and in the minimized view we just changes the song. Alright, and this audio URL is just use this here now. And we are also doing what? Body. We are getting body, so that I guess we are setting it to scroll hidden somewhere. I guess we will look into that. And here is our player, and we are doing React using React hooks as I said. So we will do this use ref, and in audio player, in player we will have to just specify this like audio player dot current. And where is our audio player? Where is our audio player? Come on. Okay, it should be. I have a lot of functions here. I wish I could customize all this. Okay, there we go. Here is our audio tag, and we are playing it here. And what we were searching for, audio player. And what this ref is called for reference, and we can, it's like DOM selector or query selector you can say, and we can manipulate the values of this and change the values, and we will have access to all of its functions. And then we just do audio player dot current. Okay, now back to top. So we also have this if media session. What is media session, guys? This is media session, and we can see this notification, and that's why we are, if you will not do this media session, and it's easy, like you will have to specify the artwork and the sizes. And here the title goes from the current video snippet. We are getting the title, and artist is there, and artwork is there. So I hope you got it. What are these things? This is the title, this is the artist, and these are the buttons which we are controlling it here. And we have set action handler. So when user clicks on play, we place the audio. When user clicks on pause, we here you can see we are using the the ref. You are using the ref, so it just pauses. And in the media session, when user clicks on previous, we do play previous, and same as like it goes for next. And we still have this play function, and it's little bit changed. You cannot just trigger it, it becomes promised based. So you cannot just select the audio and just run the play function. You will have to add this if then what we are going to do, if it's success, then we are going to set up the media session and we will play this audio automatically. And if we cannot play audio or automatically playing is disabled, which is in most case, you will have to do through the you will have to add a event listener, click event listener, and then only you can play the audio in mobile devices. If it's in TWA or PWA, then it is allowed. All right, and here is our big use effect. So state change triggered. I have a lot of states. I mean, I have a lot of console.log. So you can see what's going on there. And here is our get audio, which I said we will look there. And it's a huge function, not huge, like it's. So let me just give you overview what it does. It's a async function. We call it like somewhere in bottom. I will just show you. And if player state is equals to in playlist mode and not is equals to playlist mode, what it means is if it's in this playlist mode and it is not from next mini and it is not from that next mini button, then we are setting the player to maximized state. The state should be maximized. All right, and what we are doing is that we are setting the next from mini to false. And what it does, guys, it's just making sure next from mini is false, and it just gets the song. It was just for setting the maximized state, and if it's not, then it's just false because it becomes true. And set audio state is loading, cause at first we will load the audio, and in await here we have the get audio link dot get slash song, and in params we will send id data, and then we will get what we will get a streamable URL. So just click on this, and here we have the default function from Axios, and we are creating it. As I said, we can create default functions and then we can just open it directly, and it's a good practice to do. You can also do that here, but it will make a lot of mess. And in params we are just passing id is equals to data, and what server gives us a streamable URL. And what I have is this proxy URL, and I am not using it. I will tell you what it is for and why we have this proxy kind of thing. And whatever we are again using the async await thing here. So this is res. These things will keep waiting until res gets its value, and whatever the res value will be, we will just we are interested in the data value, we will set it to the source, and then again we will play the audio. All right, now we have current video snippet. If current video snippet dot audio is true, which means that it will have this audio. Like if it's from downloaded, it will have this, and we are not going to fetch the song, and we will just create this object URL, and then we can easily play the audio from our binary file. So let me show you what I meant, like where we have the Okay, let's download this song. Is it taking too long? Okay, it's downloaded, and here we go. And when what we are going to do is that, okay, again go to that React components, and where is that, guys? Okay, here we have this reducer, and in current video snippet, as here you can see, we have this audio buffer. Yes, and it's audio mp4, and slice is slice, and stream is stream. It's just doesn't matter, and it means if we will have a downloaded song, the audio will be true. Again, get back to code. All right, so then we are just, as I said, like we are just putting in the source the object value, and you can do this by window.url, create object URL, and from local file it will like make a request and then play all this using blob, some kind of thing, and then we will play the audio. All right, we are calling audio because autoplay is true, but it might not work. Else, if what we are doing is, if there is a snippet.id is true, first it will check if it's downloaded, and if it's not downloaded, then we are running this get audio function. And what is get audio is doing again? Yes, this function. It's just setting, downloading, and doing all the stuffs to play a song. Alright, and in the next we will again check if there is snippet.id is true. Then what we do is we search related videos. Again, this is async function, and we are searching for it, and in the params we will need to pass related to video id, and with these related videos it will be shown here, and it just gets all the related video. And when it gets resolved, we just set this related videos to res.data.item. So it means that we have this related videos. Alright guys, first of all we are here checking if it's from next mini. And what is next mini? We all know that this is the next mini. If it's not true, then again we will here check if is it from playlist. I guess it will be not, and this function is going to be useless, but still I am explaining. And this is not the path, like it's in home, or it's not in the player mode. Then we will just push the history to this, and we will do a search related, which means if we will click on any of this, and it should like push here, and when we will go back it is like that. And else, if it's not the condition, and if it's not from next mini, or if it's from like not from the playlist also, not from the playlist, then we are going to replace it. And why we are doing it? Like if I click on this, it just replaces the URL instead of pushing new. And if I go back, then I just go back to the home, not to the previous song. Alright, this is the tricky part where you need to handle all these stuffs. And we are also setting if it is from playlist to false again, because it becomes true, I guess. And we are also logging the current video snippet, and set rating to none when we load new song. Okay, it's also a little buggy, and we are just setting the rating if it's like or not. And we are just monitoring two of this state, current video snippet, and set is it from playlist. And again we have this use effect, which is not going to matter. And what here you need to have matter is that what matters here is that, like in this use effect, as I said, we made this related video var because of the state was not working when we have this in minimized state. So it's still little buggy, like when you are minimized and you cannot, it just do not plays the songs properly in auto playing mode. It's also just useless. And we have this function. What it does, it just gets the song, set audio source and play. As it's explained by the name, audio source and play. And here we have this set video snippet. I guess we already talked about it in the previous video, but still not previous video, before in the previous part, yes, when I was explaining you the search result. And what we have here is this: we are just setting the ID, title, channel title, max thumbnail, which you already saw. And if document dot hidden, if window is minimized, what we are doing, we are setting the audio source and play, and then only we will run this function. Does it make sense? I guess not. And it's for it just checks if it's hidden. And where is the set audio source? Yes, okay, it's like this. If we are setting the current video snippet, and if document it's hidden, we cannot monitor this state. So we are just, when this function run, we are just going to set the audio source manually without because use effect is not going to work when it is minimized. And again we have this play next, set is it from playlist true. What this does, it automatically plays the next song, and we are finding here the current index of the playing playlist. And I don't know why I'm doing so much console.log. And let video is related video, and we are incrementing the +1 because we want to play the next song. So if song plays stops playing and it finishes, then we play. Okay, and play previous is the same thing, and it, when we also click on this, this play next function run, and play previous is that when we just and one more thing we are doing here is that if current time of player is less than 5 seconds, then only we is greater than 5 seconds, then we are just setting that time to 0, current time to, if it's here, then the time will be set to here. Let's just play it. Yes, it's here. But if it's less than 3, then what we are doing, related videos, and again we are finding index, and the current video is that is not, it should not be -1, but it should not be the first video. Then we are going to do what? Then we are going to set the video snippet to the video which is -1 of the current index, and current index is getting the index of the all these songs, the next song, I guess. Okay, if I go back now, it will play next. And here is the player style, which we will not look at. If we go back, then it just does like that. All right. And if player state is minimized, then we are doing some player.transform to calculate all these height kind of stuff. And we are, as I said, we are also changing the color of some things. As I said, I will not focus too much on styling. I have explained very well that how it works, and you can just see it. And we are doing body overflow to auto so that users can scroll after minimizing this, and here they cannot scroll. All right. And it's for dark mode little bit. And if it is from playlist, if it's on player state is playlist, then we are just doing translate to this, we are just pushing it to the top in the X direction, Y direction. Yes, Y is this direction, and we are showing this. All right, I hope you got this. And what is this expand player? We all know this. I hope it's self-explanatory. When we click here, it just expands the player, which is actually setting the player state to maximized and okay, and minimized also true, and pushing the using the okay, and using history dot push to what, to push here the new path. And here is the search query, like user can just copy this link and share to you and it will be played. Yes, we have very great features. And here is toggle max player if it's like in playlist, and then we will going to set the state to maximized, else we are going to set it to playlist. Okay. And here we have the update song DB. Yes, it's again a sync function. And here in const rating we have this await update playing song, because update playing song, like as I showed you here, this is in savesong.js and it is in DexC, and we are exporting update playing song, and in the data we are just setting this, we are making an object, and we have this schema and video ID should be unique. Then we are just updating it. You can just look at these codes, these are so easy. It's schema, we are creating a store, new instance, song database. Alright, and also we are setting the rating, because what it does guys, it returns the rating of the song if it's liked or disliked, I guess. Yes, here it is, like song, this is for finding song, and if song is true, if we found the song, then we are going to update it, and we are going to make the playback time it's +1, and date dot now we will put the new time. What we are doing, yes, we are here, we are returning the rating is again, don't forget if it is liked, disliked or none. We have 3 ratings. Again back to main player, song ended. Okay, that's enough. No, that's not enough. We are halfway there to understand all these functions. As you can see, this will be fired when song is ended, and it will be in the player, like the audio element. If repeat is false, then we will play the next, else we will just play the set the current time and we will play the audio. All right. And initial position is 0. I don't know for what I am using this. Okay, let's see. And here is again we have this container reference, and now I have changed the theme to Atom Dark again. I hope now you will like this more. And here our swipe handler maximized function is there, and we are using again the hooks use swipeable, and this will get set up all those, like when we swipe down we just go back and we set the player state to minimize, and this is coming from the history which we imported earlier. And what we have, this is on swiping. When we swipe, like when we swipe this is being called on swiping. And what are we doing, like yes, we are like when we swipe down, then what we are doing is then we are just getting the position of the cursor, and then we are just like getting the difference between these, like top and the actual. And we are in the container, we are just doing the translate y, and we are removing any transition, whatever transition we had. Like now we have the transition, but on swiping we are removing it because it will like lag. Yes. And on swiped, when swiping has finished, we will just remove the container style to, like we will just make it empty, and swiped up we will just set the player state to maximized, and on swipe right we will just play the next song, and on swipe left we will play the previous song. And these button functionality has been implemented in the swiping kind of thing, and yes, it's like joystick which you can use to play game. I just thought people may like it or not, just I wanted it. Okay, swipe handler minimum. Okay, it's minimized, not minimum. So on swiped up we are just making it expand player. Okay, and we have this use effect on this history state, and whenever our history will change, and if it's equals to this and current video snippet is false. Okay, and this is for, I guess, like when we directly open this or refresh this. Let me show you. Then also it plays, so it just gets this, and if it's in the play and current video snippet would be like, it will be invalid because we haven't clicked on anything, and like we haven't set it in the state. And then we are doing fetch and set current video snippet, and in again we are getting the ID, which is this. All right, and this is the event listener. On whenever the location changes we just do like minimize maximize, and this is just for player state, and this is returning just the class which is player minimized or player maximized or player playlist, all the modes. And here we have the actual player component, and this is return maximized player. This is the player which we are calling is maximized player. And here we are using grids. If you don't know what is grid, in the material UI we have grid, and in CSS it's almost similar like that. And in direction we have this column, and class name I have so that I can add additional styles, and the justify content is spaced evenly, so these things are being spaced evenly. You should know all these flexbox tips and tricks. And here is our top bar, which is this, and here is the swipe handler, and this is the music art container, and here is the timeline controller. This is the timeline controller, and we are passing the audio state and player so that we can like change these and get the event. And this is in the grid. Yes, this grid is like previous button, play pause button, next button. Here is our related videos, so we are passing a lot of things. Toggle max playlist, and what is this? This is the same thing, toggle max playlist. And set playlist, it is like it is from true when user clicks on it. And again the player state, if it's maximized minimized. And in related videos what we have fetched here, we will just pass it, then we are just rendering it, and we will look into this also. And we have also this function set is repeat on, and we are just inversing it. If it's true, if it's then it becomes false, and if it's false it becomes true. All right, this was all the component. And let's see what we got in our mini teeny player. And we are just checking if it is in minimized and there is current video snippet should be true, then there should be something which is in current video snippet, then only we are going to show it, otherwise we will not. And here we have this mini music art. Yes, this is mini music art, and here is our play and pause. And we are also passing this play next function. And what happens is that we also need to disable like do the prevent default stop propagation so that it doesn't also trigger a click on its parent. So when we click here, it doesn't opens up. If we will not do this stop propagation, then it will become maximized. I hope you got it. And at the end, timeline controller is this is the timeline controller, and we are just refreshing and showing this line. Alright, what else? This is all, and here is fetch and set current video snippet, which was earlier in the function. If there is no current video snippet, then we are returning null. And again, this is the main return. Here is the container ref, and on click we expand the player, and in class name what we do, we add class. And here is the return minimum or maximum class. If it's minimized or maximized, what should be the class, and we can conditionally style it then. And here is JSX. If you don't know what that means, okay, it's JavaScript. Click embedding JavaScript, then we use curly braces. And here is our audio element. Let me quickly explain. On load start, we are just setting the audio state to loading, and ID is ID. You all know that HTML ID. And loaded data update song DB. And what is that? Yes, you all know that when something is being loaded, then we will just update it's being played again. And on play, we will just set it playing, and on playing we will also set it, but on pause we will set it to be paused. And when song ended function will run, and we are also passing the autoplay. And in the ref we have this audio player ref, as I showed you earlier. And that was it for this main player, guys. So we learned the largest component. Now we will move forward. What you want to move on. So for like just I am guessing we should check out this top bar. All right, and here is these are the great features. So just press control or command, okay, not here. All right, command P, and just stop your oh, type your component name. I am really sorry. All right, and here we are importing a lot of stuffs. Use state, use context, use effect. All right. So, and from material UI icons we are also importing all these. And this is the sound controller, and here is the share button. It will not work here, but it will work in your phone. And this is our sweet little sleep timer. Alright, this is quite interesting, and it's not a big thing to create like this. I will show you how I have created. And here we are again importing the volume controller and use song methods. And you know what is this? This is a custom hook. And if you don't know what is custom hook, you can read it in ReactJS, but let me tell you in brief. Use custom hooks. It is in render database. And what render database is? Like when we are going in the history tab, it just renders all those things. So we have created this so that we don't need all these things to do again in this. We got the alright top bar, there we go. So that we don't need to again write this function, and from render database we can just get that function. Like and it will be triggered from there, and it's like giving it a reference. And if you will say why can't you export it just like that and use it like that, because you can't do that. It's a state. So in use song methods we are just getting this handle download, handle song remove, delete dialog component. And in use effect, what we are doing when a snack bar message, if snack bar message is song downloaded or song.audio, then we will set the song downloaded true, and this will be gone, I think. Okay, and this doesn't work, I think, maybe. And here is the share song functionality. It's quite easy. So first you will have to check if there is share option in your navigator. If it's present, in this case it is not. So what we will do, we will just add a navigator dot share, and we pass this object where we put our title, text, and URL, and URL is just window.location.href, and this will get us this link. Okay, and this is again a promise based, so then we will consoling log shared successfully, and here and user is not going to see this. So it's like you should make a, like, what do we call it, a toast or whatever. And again in minimize player, as we passed the minimize player, like this function, it just history dot go, it just do the history dot go back, and this URL changes and it goes back to minimize. And we are returning a grid again, and volume controller is here. So let's look at on volume controller also, and we are just, this is all, and we are importing this slider from the material UI, and volume up, like you can just click this, I think, to mute. No, I haven't added that functionality. And again we have so many grids to map this, and this looks very cool. And whatever the on volume change, we are just doing we are getting this player component, and we are setting this, oh no, okay, we are just setting this new value divided by 100. Why is it? Because it gives value in terms of 100, and volume level is 0 to 1. So we are setting in 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. all right, let's go back. And what is this? Okay, reply. Yeah, this is the reply. And here is our sleep timer, so just look at it. Also it's little bit hard because we have so many functionalities. It's like around 150 lines of codes. If you want to take a look, you can look slowly, but this is all. Where is our, here is first, like it's like showing the dialog, and if is time set, what is this? All right, now let's look at this dialog. Okay, this is like if it's set, it shows a alarm icon, and if it's not set, it shows this cross icon. And after that, what we are doing is we are just opening this dialog, and we have this typography, as I showed you how we have used the typography to just show this pause music after. And again we have this class, and here is this slider value which is 20, and here is the minute, and this is equals to this part. And in circle slider, what we have just this on change, we are changing the slider value state, and we are also setting this to the local storage, so that when user closes the app, it doesn't just gets all deleted. And we also have this always kind of thing. It will always be like whenever you will open, then after 20 minutes your music will be paused automatically. So this goes in dialog action. And here we have this level again, this is form control. Okay, it's a lot. And here we can remove, and if we will do this set, and as here you can see the icon has been changed, and I hope you got it. And handle set timer, here we have all this, and yes, clear timeout. Okay guys, now let's see what we are doing is that when set timer is called, like whenever it is called, whenever we play song, whenever we get a component did mount or components mount, we are using this use effect, and get sleep timer from local storage, this function will we have somewhere stored the time, and then if sleep timer object is true, we have this, then we will change the slider value and also change the set box to on, always on. And if both are true, we will set a timer, and here is the set timer. We are fuck. Okay, so we are just also consoling logging the time, and we will clear timeout if there is any previous timeout, and we are only doing this sleep timer when user has left this and user has not interacted with our app and music is not changed, then only we are timer timeout, and we are multiplying the time into 60 into 1000 because it takes the millisecond, and we have what we have. Okay, the time which user wanted for how much, so we are just converting minute into millisecond, and that's simple. And I hope you got it how all this timer works. And now we will look at what download handle. Okay, handle download, there we go. First we will, okay, this is not what I wanted. Alright guys, so it is showing it's in my player, and we have this song methods. In song methods, where is handle download is there, just we will look at. Okay, what, hold on. Where is our component? We don't have any component, so if it is downloaded, then we will show a tick mark. If it is not, let's play a downloaded song. And you can see we see this tick mark, and when user clicks on it, we will do the handle remove song. And if it's not downloaded, what we are doing is that we are showing that download icon, and if user clicks on it, then we are setting the song downloading state to true, and again we are handling the download function, the song ID. And I think we explode all this part, and let's come back to let's come back to this expand more. Okay, this is the tab which is expand more. When we expand, we get this related tab. Not like this, on click. Okay, we are in the top bar, so it has nothing to do. Now we will just go out from the top bar. No, just go in. What the hell, guys? In the main player, we will have like where. Here is our related video. Just hit command click and we will be right here. And we are not doing a lot of things here. We are just using the use context to get this and set this to the current playlist. And we are importing a lot of things here. Okay. And from icons, we are also importing a hell lot of icons. And there we have the global context from global state, and here is the render result. And this function is written by my friend Bushblade, Will Adams his name is. You can check out his GitHub and website also. He is very kind and he helps me a lot. So this is what this is, a reduce function which is randomizing or shuffling, we can call it. Like when we click, it just shuffles and it randomizes the playlist or related videos. Okay, so first of all we are doing getting a math.random value between, I cannot explain this, or should I try it again? Okay, I will try to explain it later. Actually, I am not expert in this reduce function. So you just know this what it does, it just shuffles all this. And in related video, what I have is this. We are just getting all the props which we passed here, like you can see we passed a hell lot of things, so we will have to get all of these here. And here is the dispatch function, and if you don't want anything, then you can just pass an empty object. And here we have this function set current video snippet, and we will dispatch it with the type set current video snippet. Alright, I will look into the context and I will show you how it's working. We define the types. Okay, I am just showing it. Enough of the later hell. Okay, global state. Where is global state? There we go. Okay, so this is how we are doing, and here is our initial state. And what it means, it's an object, guys. The global context is an object. So first of all, these are our default search result related video. These are empty objects. And here we have this menu open, snack bar message, whatever the message is in snack bar, it's also in global. And the current video snippet, it would be a object, and the theme select value, which is default. Okay, so now we create a reducer. So reducer, this is what in like, it's like set a state, and first it gets the state and the action which should be done. So we are doing a switch statement first in action.type. You can see, let's close this related videos, and it is like in the type, this is action.type which we are getting, and here is set video current snippet. So this is the case. If it is equals to this, then we are returning the previous state, and this is called destructuring. If you don't know, if you will put 3 dots on any object, it will be destructured. And then we will just also add this current video snippet in action.snippet. As you can see in the snippet, we are passing the data, so we will have this action. You can type anything you want in this. Again, in set related videos, we are doing the same. We will check, and if the action type, here is the action type which we are checking against. And again, this is a snack bar message, and you can rename this whatever you want, and just make sure that you have this same. Like if you have a message here, then it should be also like action.message, then you can get the object. And again, destructuring the previous state and adding this snack bar message. And this is all. And what you have to do it at the end is like okay, global state and use reducer, and here is the initial state. And in return, we do a global context dot, because it's a provider, and we will just pass all the children's here. And in the value, we have this global state, so we can access it. And where we were putting this in app container, I think. No, in app.js. Okay. Yes, it's we just pass it like this, global state, and all of our component have this access to this global state, and we don't need to do prop drilling. Alright, I hope you understood how this like context thing is working. You can try out. And what we do is like here, where is that? Why am I always here? We have this related videos, and how do we import this context? Here we just import this global context, and what we do is that we create a use context, and we pass that global context which we imported, and whatever the actions or object we need to access, we just pass it here. Alright, and we are just rendering this list item and all of these stuffs. And I have this motion.li because I am using this animation. Like you can see, this is very cool because of this framer kind of thing, and we can also play it from here. And in primary, this is the primary, like we slice only, we can add up to 40 characters and 40 characters. It's not great. I could have used that CSS property, As I said guys, this is huge app and it takes a lot of effort to do these things. If there is no related videos, then we are going to show a linear progress, and it's the button which we are rendering if it is maximized or if it's opened. Fuck it guys, my mouse is scrolling. Hold on, alright. Okay, where the hell? Okay, so if playlist is open, we show this down arrow. If it's not, we show this up arrow. Alright, you can see it's simple. And we are also toggling the max and toggling the max. Alright. And again, we have this in final. We have this grid, library, music. Yeah, this is the library music component. And in typography, what we have? This coming next kind of thing. You can rename it or make it better, whatever. And in shuffle, we have this handle shuffle. If is repeat on, we are just toggling this repeat on and off, and that's it. Alright guys, so we are halfway there and we looked into this related video kind of playlist or whatever we can. Alright, it's a related video component and I showed you how it is all working. Alright, so we also have this repeat function as I already described, so I have described these things. And what else is left? So actually now we will look into, so this is our home page, so let's look at it. So we are going to look into the current section, and here in sections we have a lot of stuffs. Alright, so we will see one by one again. And first we have to find current section, so just hit Ctrl P and there we go, current section. Alright, here we have this current section, and let me just walk you through because this is the part where all the routing happens. And first of all, let me tell you about this new things called suspense and lazy. It's called lazy loading. When we want to load our components asynchronously, or like, how can I describe it? So like when I just refreshes it like, then it just shows some loading kind of things. That's lazy loading. Or maybe just look at the docs, visit reactjs.org, and here we will search for lazy. Yes, what it does, okay, it's not for server. If you want to, okay, it's for code splitting, like loadable component, bundle split, and all of these stuffs, like whatever the time it is taking, so you can load components in a fast way, I guess. And that's it. And we can show in the suspense something like this, fallback, the loading will be shown. Okay, let me try to show you a demo. I guess that should work. Let's refresh and open the inspector, and in network what we are going to do, we do the fast 3G. And in memory, alright, not in memory, in application we have this homepage songs. Alright, just delete it, and now we refresh. Okay, it's 3G, so it's taking, oh, so just go back to application and track time. We just need to delete this also. And as here you can see, those things are being lazy loaded. So let's back to the code. It comes in the part of code splitting. So we are just importing lazy and suspense here, and from the router we are importing this React router, and we are not doing any kind of animation when we change the tab, so it's not going. Okay, so we don't need this, and here we have this, like we are importing tabs, and as I showed you in material UI how you can create the tabs. Alright, and we are importing these icons, and again we need this global context as you all know, and in from save songs we need these functions: get history, get liked song, get downloaded songs, and remove downloaded. Okay, remove downloading state, what it does, we will look into it. And here is the DB instance. Alright, now we are importing settings page and main player. Do we need it? Yes, we definitely need the main player. And where is settings page? And it's here, the settings page. It's just the theme. Alright, go back to home. And as here you can see, like this we can do this lazy loading kind of thing, the time which it takes to load, and we can load our components faster. So these are all the pages, and in the routes we will use this. And in suspense, there should be some suspense. Where did it go? Okay, here is our circular loading. Okay, it's also a use component. Okay guys, so as here you can see, I have this suspense fallback circular router, and I have just put the whole routing in this suspense. Like if you wanted, you could have done it in just in all of them, but it's like doing same. It will just, if your app is too slow and it's taking time to load, it will just show you a loading. Alright, so here is the custom tab container, and these are the custom tabs. So we are like just passing the icon, home, favorite, get app, history. These are the icons, and in 2 here is the link. And as here you can see, we have passed the link component, which is in React router. What it does, it's like the href anchor tag, and whenever like you see, it shows history, liked, and when I click, this 2 refers to that. Okay, and we have all of this here. And what is this? This is the current snippet height. Okay, like when we show the song here, so we are just adding a little bit of height here. Okay, this is no big deal. And here we configure the route path, and main player will be rendered in every route. So this is how we do it. We just add a route outside this switch, and we return the component which we want to render. And again we have this path, settings, privacy, feedback, donate, contributors. And if you are watching me, then please consider supporting me on Patreon, or you can choose any of these options. Guys, it takes a lot of work to make these videos and make these apps, and I do a lot of things, so please consider supporting me. And here is the feedback form also. I will explain later how it works. And here is the contributor, and here is, alright, all these people have contributed somehow. Okay, and here is the GitHub link if you will click, and here is the privacy policy. So we are showing all of this here in the route path. And if we will go like this /app, we will be redirected to this Google Play, where my app is hosted. Alright, so get back, and again we can add something like this. Instead of render passing a component, we just pass a object which does return, like just redirecting to Play Store. We can create one more, like I added a new one which redirects you to the GitHub wallet.xyz src. Alright, so here we have this history, and we are also setting the tab value. That's what it does. Like as here you can see, it's being highlighted when we go like yes. So that's the tab value 1 2 3. 0 is this 1 2 and 3. It's like array index, and in these we are just rendering the songs. And in home page, what we are doing, we are just returning the home page, render return home page, and set the tab value to 0 because it's first. And again in the liked, what we are doing, we are rendering the database. It's from database, so I have a render database component because all of these are mostly similar, and these are all the list, and it just gets rendered. Alright, so we will look into this render database component. So we are just passing the songs liked state and whatever the liked songs are. So in the route, again what we have, when we pass this exact prop, when someone is in the like without any of this, user are being redirected because it's not their first time login. So we show this login page. And also if like window.path location, like it's not the location, then we render our player. Alright, we render player in all the pages. And anything is left here? I don't think so. So now we will see how these things are getting fetched. So where should we start looking? And here is the tab value. And what it does, you know guys, it just gets the song, and get liked song gets the liked song from database, and get downloaded song it gets from the database. And again we are using async await because it's awesome and it just makes your syntax way easy. And we are setting these in the state. So as here you can see, I have these 3 states. Okay, and here is the update count and the tab value and redirect state, set redirect state. I don't know what these things are doing. Alright, and here is our most important function, set current video snippet. And we are also doing one more thing, we are adding a before install prompt. And we are just doing what, you know, we are just capturing the install event, and then when user clicks on continue, we just install the app, trigger the app install directly from it, and we can customize that install later. And again we have db.on changes. For that we use the dexy observable, and we just update the count, I guess, and we remove the downloading state. Okay, it's confusing. And here we are doing one more thing, we are listening for the history and previous location. I don't know why I did this. Okay, previous location, we are just here doing the previous location. Alright, it's for the model view guys, the model view which you see when we go down, and these things are not getting re-rendered, and this is, they are still in the back page. So that's model view, that's how we trick. What we do in the actual location, we just says the router that it's still home, but we do changes the location. Where is it? So like see where it's just checking the previous location. If it is play, if it's play, then we return the previous location, and in case previous location was home or whatever. Otherwise what we do is that we return the current location so that we don't get stuck when we change the location. Alright, I hope I made it clear. And in continue to home, what we what we are doing is that we are just setting it in a local storage. If is this new? No, this is not a new user, so we are not showing the home screen or the intro page. So just let me show you in incognito how does it look. So as here you can see, this page appears only once, and if you continue it just goes and it never comes back. We don't have anything here, so let's close it. So we are also doing this in local storage, and we replace the current, like the root navigation root path to home, and if deferred from is true, then we prompt the user to install, and if it is accepted, then it's just consoling logging, and we are not doing anything. If user has installed or not, you may do many things. And where is our there was somewhere where I was passing the, yes, in this key, like we pass the location dot path name, and this is the key which is unique per, like whenever we navigate to the new URL. And if it's the previous, like whenever we, wherever we are, like we just passes this, we just pass this, and still it is not making sense. Okay, the thing was here in location prop, we just send check previous location, and what check previous location does, it just returns a path or the location which was previously. So as I explained earlier, I think check previous location, yes, it was little tricky in the docs, but I managed to get around and made my own function. So if path is play, then we are returning the previous location. If it is not, then we are returning the actual current location. I hope I made this clear. And if you are still not satisfied with me, so let me show you again like what I actually meant. And if I go this, and as here you can see, if we drag this, like the things which is behind it is not getting re-rendered and it's not going away. This is called model view. It doesn't matter which page you are, the URL is still changing, but that route is not getting, like it's not removed, it's still there. These things are, these components are still there. All right, and if it's new, I explained all this. And what else we have got? So now we will start looking at the home page, this home page, this, and as here you can see, the height has been increased, and the div height has been increased here, and that's why it is not appearing here, and it's a absolute item, so that it should, okay, enough, you guys got it. And where is our home? Home sweet home, where are you? I will kill you. Yeah, there we go. Hit command. All right, here we have, and these are the playlist IDs which I got from YouTube, and you can get any playlist ID like romantic mood, and I just added this one, and I am fetching these from, like, and these are the two playlist IDs, like top Bollywood and romantic mood. I can add any of these, like you can use any playlist ID and we will fetch it. And there is not much going. Yes, we are just importing the previous YouTube search, we already looked. We will just have the different params. So fetch from API, here is the function, and here is our set song object. and fetch from API. Let's take a look. Set timeout, slow connection timeout. Maybe I was making the connection timeout. If it's too slow, the content is not getting loaded in 5 seconds, we will show that connection is slow. And here is first response again, async await get trending music, and like we pass the chart to most popular and video category ID, which is 10 for musics, and region code we need to get it, and from local storage we are getting this. So all right, and this function just spits out or returns the data dot items whatever we have got, the so it returns an object. And here we have this get playlist items and YouTube search dot get. Instead of videos we are getting the playlist items, and in params we are just passing the playlist ID, and that's it, we are returning the object again. Okay, now what we need to do is that we need to update the songs. All right, to the state. So get trending music, it just returns the data. I am just using then for the promise based, because async await I didn't like it here and it would not make more sense here. Okay, so set songs object, this is the state function, and in setting state we can also get the previous state, and we are returning whatever the state was. So because these are being saved in just one state, I guess, yeah, here in song object, and whatever the data we have fetched we will just add this, again destructuring the object, and in again get playlist we are doing the same thing, get playlist items top Bollywood, like we are just passing the IDs here and here, and then just saving it to the state. And if we if we disable the internet and we try to get these, we will get like you don't have internet alert. I didn't make it pretty, so let me show you how I did it. Okay, open the inspector, and in network first we just delete this track time. All right, and what we got to do in network, we just set it to offline, and as here you can see we are getting the alert, you don't have internet. All right, and these things will keep loading. I just added this so you can get help and see what you can do and a lot of things. I'll just now refresh it again, and there we go. And here, as you would have seen, that I am also deleting the track time, because we are just doing the time elapsed, the current date minus the date parse stored time. And where is stored time? Yeah, here we are getting the track time, so whatever the time we fetched it, and again in 12 hour we are going to fetch this, and we are converting the time into hour. So as here you can see, if time lapse is greater than or song saved songs dot latest song, anything is like it's not saved, then we are just fetch from the API again, and we will set the track time again. And if a stored item is not there, then we are again going to set and fetch from API. All right, and these all are in use effect, as here you can see. And again, when song object we are setting this to where in local storage dot set item. It's quite easy to get around with this local storage, and I am just stringifying the song object whenever the song object changes. And here is our song card, and here we are passing the title and also the song object dot latest song dot romantic. And let's look at one of the card. Here we go, and the card is quite easy. If snippet dot resource id. Okay, we get different type of objects, like there is different JSON in, like when getting for the trending music or latest music and getting for playlists. So we are just doing it, and this is for max thumbnail, as you know. And if there is resource id included, which gets included in the playlists, then we do it like this: video dot snippet dot resource id dot video id, and like this. All right, so this is easy. And here is our card component, and loading is equals to lazy, because we are doing lazy loading, so that when we don't see a image, then it doesn't get loaded. And when it comes to view, near the scroll view area or whatever you say, it just loads at that time. And again we are doing this slice kind of thing to not overflow it, and it looks good. I could have done something better here. And what we are doing, if song is true, then we will just do this. Okay, render cards, and in div we are just rendering this, and this is the typography, this is one, and we return all this in a return this in a container. Okay guys, so now we looked where we looked at this home page and the song card. This was our song card. So let's close all these files, and now we will start looking from where? Render database. Yes, what is this? This is like this. When I click on like, it just, as I explained, it passes all the liked songs and it gets rendered. And here is the history, and let's jump into the code. And we are importing again the same things, and here we have this dynamic size list as list from React window. The virtualized lists are being created here, so you can see it doesn't cause any performance issues. And here we have this download delete dialog. When we will just get this, like when I click here, as here you can see, this is the download delete. And after that, what we have, this is completed tick, and I am just importing, these are the svg image, these ticks, these are svgs. Alright, and we are just importing the usual stuff for the list from Material UI core. And again the global context, as I already explained about this, and download song and delete song audio, these are from the save song function. Now the time has come where we should look to this external. Oh no, why did it let's open it. Keep this and open it again. Yeah, there we go, render database. If you will double click on this tab, it just gets like for permanent, and otherwise it's temporary. And here is our save song. So first again we are creating the database, and here is the schema. And let me explain. And video ID, it means it should be unique, and here is this time stamp. And after that we have playback times, how many times the song has been played, and in the other, and we have this combined like you can combine multiple if you know SQL. Like you can create a schema of two different other, like what we say, row or data. It's so rating and time stamp, these both are combined. And again we have download state and with time stamp. And why I am doing this, guys, because when user clicks on download, so it gets sorted by the timestamp, and when I click on this history, so it also gets sorted by the timestamps. History is just for, by using the timestamp we can just do the sorting based on the time, but for this we also need to check if the rating is liked. If rating is liked and timestamp is greater, then we sort this. And in downloads we do the same. We are looking for here download state plus timestamp if it's downloaded, and what's the timestamp, and we are just initializing it. And after that here we have this async function which we will utilize, and we will look through all of these. So first, video object, here is our object, which first will be video ID and timestamp, again title, channel title, and playback time. So the default playback time will be 1, obviously. And here we have this await, like this is promised based database, so we are getting this video ID. If song exists, we are going to update the timestamp and playback. You get it? Yes, we are just looking for the video ID here, and our function is like what, update playing song. I think I explained this already, so again I am just explaining it. And here is this update function. If song exists in the database, then we store the current time and we increase the playback time by 1. All right, and we return the rating of the song. Else what we do, we create a song and we do nothing in return. So now again we have this rate song function. When we double tap, it just gets liked, and it's also async because so that we can import it and get something there. And here we have this get history function. This is the history which we are getting, and this is the variable which will store all the songs. So first we are here ordering it by timestamp, then we are limiting it to 500. Only we are keeping 500 timestamps, and we are reversing it because it comes in ascending, and then we convert it into an array so that we can loop through all over it, and at the last we are just returning it. And when we go to this like tab, we have this similar function, get liked songs async. I am using async so that we can use await on the other side and fetch all the data, then show something. Otherwise, if we will directly, this would be a normal function or the just playback callback function, then it would not work because it takes time to get all these. So, and we are where, as we will search for this, as I said that this will filter for rating and this time stamp. And between, so first the value of rating will go here, and like dexy.min key, like minimum value, and here it will go the maximum value. You can do it like this, and again reverse and array, then we are just returning the array. and same goes for downloading song, it's almost similar. And remove downloading state, it's like it just search for song where the downloaded state downloading is there. Like we are also changing states to downloading here also. So between downloading, and we are modifying it and then using the delete function to delete the state. And here we have this function. So this is a very important function. When we click on any song, the song starts downloading. So here is the function which is working behind the scene. So first of all, what we are doing, we are getting the ID and the URL. All right. So here we have this. First, what we are going to do, first we are going to update the song state to downloading, and then here is the thumbnail URL which we are going to fetch. And here we have this promise.all, and it waits for all the things to be resolved, all the promises to be resolved inside it. And then here we have this function fetch proxied blob, and here is the thumbnail, and fetch proxied URL, and the URL of YouTube goes here, I guess, and the thumbnail URL goes here. So what is this fetch proxied blob? It's like here. Okay, so first we are creating a variable. URL is URL, this one, it's not necessary. And then we are returning a new promise, and then function we have resolve and reject, as we normally will have if I will create our own promise based function. And this is the old method, we will have to do this new XML HTTP request, and then again we will get this from this proxy. I have set up a proxy server to my Wildlight server, and plus the whatever the URL will be, it will go here. And in response type we are setting it blob, because it will be binary data which we are going to store. And on load function, if status is equals to, then we will resolve the response, means this will return the blob whatever we got, else we will reject the promise, and status will be status, and status text will be status text. And at the end we will just do this send, and we are going to do this set timeout. Why we are doing this, guys? There is a good reason behind it. I have tricked this because YouTube has a limit on this downloading. You cannot, it takes half the minute. So what I did is that in 1 second after the download starts, these function run, I just abort it, and then I open the request again. And then what I do, then I send the XHR request again, and that's it for this proxied function. And yes, we have got all this, I think. And then we update the download state to downloaded, and thumbnail to thumbnail blob, and audio to song audio, and we return the state to downloaded, else if there is an error. And we are using again here the try catch block, it's also a promise if you don't know about it, and we are just going to return the error. Okay, and delete song, I think, as I explained, no, delete song audio, it's delete song audio. So await, it's again await where video ID, and we are just modifying delete audio and delete download state, it's download. All right, so this was all for this save song. So I hope you got it. And again, when we click here, it's not going to be needed via internet, it will not need internet to run, because it's being fetched from the blob URL. Let me show you. As here you can see, it's the image, and you can see here these are being fetched by the blob, and in media here we have this media. Yes, as here you can see. And this is from our blob URL which the Chrome gives us. Okay, so in that function which I already explained. So now we covered this hell lot of saved song which goes to our local database and do all these stuffs which are necessary to do. Now again back to render database, and what we are exporting, as I said, we are creating a custom hook so that here we can again use this to set the snack bar message and delete dialog state, don't ask pop-up, all these things, like when we will click here. So as here you can see, and these are the same thing, and when we click here and this is the same, so we needed to have this in two components. So instead of making same thing again in the other component, we created a custom hook, and in this use song methods we will need this song ID, maybe I don't need it, and in the dispatch function we and in the context we will just use this dispatch, and we are using this react callback again so that we don't create this function every time component gets mounted. And we have this delete dialog state and don't ask pop-up, and this is again use effect. When the don't ask pop-up gets tick marked, then what we do is that we make the database like don't ask pop-up, we are setting this into local storage, not IndexedDB, and we are just setting it true. And if you are not getting what this is, the don't ask, again if I click, it gets saved on the local storage. All right, and here is our handle download function. This is also async. We pass the song ID and we just await for it, and status is also download song. This is from the, I think, yes, this was in the save song, and in snack bar song downloaded, when it gets resolved, so it's await, it keeps waiting, and then it shows this message. And we have this disable pop-up, so we set item don't ask pop-up true and set don't ask pop-up true in this state also. So if I will just click on delete now it will not ask, just click here, so it's been deleted. Okay, and again here is this const deleted await, like I don't think I needed this, I could have just done it await, and select delete dialog state, and the dialog state gets deleted, I mean it gets hidden or removed. And this is console log, if checkbox is true, then we are going to disable the pop-up. All right, and here we have this handle remove song ID. So I hope you got this. We are just, if don't ask pop-up is true, then we will delete the song, otherwise we are going to show the pop-up, and from pop-up the user is going to delete the song. And here we have again this delete dialog component, so I am using this here because it can be passed on all the components. and I am just returning all these things of where we needed to export. Handle download, handle remove song, delete the song, don't task pop up, a lot of things. And here our main component is starts, and again we are importing this dispatcher because this was a custom hook. And here again our most popular function, set current video snippet. And are we using this set a snack bar? No, I don't think so. And we are also using this window height. I don't know because of that, because it is not being used now. So here is handle click, and we will just set the current video snippet. All right. And as here you can see how we can use our custom hook function. So we will just make a object like this object function, and it will just get all the handle download, handle remove song, delete dialog component, and we will do our use song methods. These are the methods which are in the use song methods. Okay. And return animated class. If it is downloading, we show this downloading logo, downloading animation. And if it's not, then what we do? We show the tick mark. All right. So it's done with the state. And again we have this list item avatar. Here is this render result function, list item, and div class. And here is our badge. This is the badge. And as I said, I am not explaining all the styles. And guys, this is, I think, did I miss something? No. Okay. So we are just forwarding the ref because we are creating again our div ref like this. You will have to do so that it can get the actual element or link, whatever. And we are also we will show the download delete dialog component, render the delete dialog component. And here is the list from React window, and we just make it like this, and we are passing the render item here, and item counts, it takes this. Just for now it's buggy still, I haven't implemented it properly, so but you can look at it because I am using the version 2 because of this dynamic size list and all of those stuff. And here what we have got is this songs dot length, which will give the item count. And here we are just rendering the result, this is the result. And in ref we are just doing the ref, and this forward ref, you can just take a look. Now the time has come where we should look where our sweet this swipe menu. All right, command P, swipe menu. Okay, here we are importing a lot of things. And here we have the material link as links. We are using React router, you all know that. And from framer motion, like you see this, the moon animation. Yes, okay, it's from framer motion. And we are also importing this dark mode.css so that we can change the style. And what else we are doing? We are importing this moon image, and also the link from React router, and animate presence from framer motion, which will be new. And in swipe menu, here is our main component, and here is the global state. We need menu open and theme select value from the context. And set menu open, we just set the menu to open, and we pass the snippet data which should be open, like whatever. All right, and theme value, and again we are sending the theme value with the data, and we are using this use callback. Why? Because we don't want to make this function again and again. And is night, set is night. If it's is night, then it goes to dark mode. So we are just doing this in use effect, and we are getting this from, I think, local storage. Yes, here we are setting, and we are getting in, I think it will be in app.js or app container. And here what we have is this set is night true, and again when theme select value changes, and on change theme we just change the theme value, and handle theme toggle is the same thing, like we are just toggling the theme to dark and to default, and set is night to true and all that. And swipeable dropper, so it like it it stays, we can also swipe it. And here is this little space which I have created, and animate presence is this for this little guy. Like you can see, when I click it, it becomes to sun, and I click on sun, it becomes moon. Alright, this is just this line of code. So initial is scale 0, animate, like, and we are changing the source. Okay, and we have this divider here. Divider is very useful component and it looks good. And again we have these list items, so as here you can see, and I have customized this CSS a little bit, and whenever we click on this setting, it goes to setting, and in feedback it goes to feedback. And again we will have to use this link tab component is equals to link, as we did in this tab navigation. And this was it for this swipe menu. Now I don't think I need to explain any more of these components, so I will just explain one last thing, is what donate page. As here you can see, it's just some typography and little bit of HTML and CSS, and that's it. And if you are liking this video and if you learned something from this video, please consider supporting me so that I can keep these more awesome and great courses for you, and you can learn and grow. And one thing which is important here is our feedback form. Yes, now let's take a look. And our feedback form is quite nice. It is made in reCAPTCHA, like the reCAPTCHA v3 is integrated, so we are just importing these things. And load reCAPTCHA and reCAPTCHA, we are just importing it from, and we are again importing Axios. Why? Because we are going to make a request. And what else? Here we have this global context again, and here is the CAPTCHA token which we will generate, and here is our feedback form, and here is the dispatch function again from the global context. And here we set the snack bar message, and we are again using use callback. So I hope you got it. Why do we use the use callback method? And is sending and set is sending, so that we can set show a loading logo. And here is our submit form event or button, like we are just getting the form data here, like form data, new form data dot form element dot current. We can do it like this. And here is the form element. We are again using the use ref hook, and we will also have to do the prevent default so that it doesn't post a data and refresh the page. And again we are creating this post kind of thing, like it's an object which my API needs. And here is the API, which is I am just making a post request by using axios.post, and then what we do is we just use this promise kind of thing and we reset the form. And again what we do is we set the snack bar message in the snack bar, whatever it is there, and if there is error we catch it, and if there are too many requests we are sending 4 to 9, we accept limited feedbacks, and set is sending to false. Alright, and here is our react.use effect and load reCAPTCHA. Alright guys, so this is the reCAPTCHA key which you will have to get from the Google reCAPTCHA website, and here is the verify callback. When user clicks on send feedback we also verify it, and here is our basic grid, and here is the reCAPTCHA, and again we are just doing this text field. These are guys controlled forms, so we don't need to like link to the state and controlled input, and again is send feedback. So let's try it. Okay, hello, your app is awesome. So as here you can see it's very cool, and you are not human. Why? Because the time has been out. So let's refresh it again, and now again try it. Hello, I love you. Okay, send feedback. Okay, message send. Alright, as here you can see guys, so we don't want robots, that's why we have used reCAPTCHA. And again I have this page donate and support already shown, and in settings I have just this dark auto is what I think it gets from your system theme, and there was some code, and let me show you what I mean. Let's open our preference, and now let's go to home. Okay, and here in not here in general we have this auto here, and if I click on dark everything becomes dark, and if I click on light everything becomes light, and if I click on auto it is light and dark is dark. All these things are awesome. So I will let me just quickly try to find where this code is. And again guys, we are here checking for the check dark mode, and we are just using this like the custom hook, and we are also setting this overflow scroll if user is on phone. Then what we are doing is that we are like pull to refresh, we are disabling it, and we are not finding the event listener here. So where will we? Okay guys, but in the description I will link where this is and how you can like implement this. So I am not able to find. I hope you guys liked this video, and maybe if you have any more questions and you are not understanding anything, and I am also planning to make a course on React and teach this app step by step how to make everything, how to make a component from zero to hero. So let me know if you want a course on this app or in React or anything. So please comment down your thoughts, what you think, and I hope you enjoyed. This was huge. Yes, I know it is huge because the app took me around 3-4 months to create, and I will be developing more apps. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, you are going to subscribe. Yes, press that red button, and alright, and like, who will like? Yes, you guys will like. And again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and be sure to subscribe and share with this your friends so that they can learn and see how awesome things they can make with React. Alright, stay tuned. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. See you soon.